Today on Stock Charts in Focus, we're talking about ACP, showing you some of the latest additions to our plugins. Specifically, today we're talking about the big expansion of Larry Williams' stock trading starter pack. A whole bunch of indicators designed by Larry Williams himself, a champion trader, someone that we love working with here at Stock Charts. And Larry's just done a recent special, came out earlier this week, showing you how to use some of those indicators, talking to you about his perspective, his thoughts on the current market. So we're going to take a look at that. Plus, we're going to take a look at some of the latest additions to our Chaikin Analytics plugin. New stuff just rolled out in ACP, making that plugin even easier to use. And we're going to feature a special interview that we just did with MARC Chaikin. So lots to cover on today's show. You're going to have some homework to do too, because we got some exciting content to follow up today's show. Lots to do. Here we go. You know what it is. It's all new. It's all here. It's Stock Charts in Focus. All right, my friends, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me here on Stock Charts in Focus. Of course, our product focus show where we dig into the site, dive into the features, show you what's new on a week like today. And of course, we try to help you get more value out of stock charts. That is our mission here on Stock Charts in Focus every Friday. My name is Grayson Roze. If you are new to the show, Vice President of Operations here at StockCharts.com. So good to have you with us. Before we get going, I just want to remind everyone we do this show every Friday. Again, really designed to help you get more out of stock charts. So if you're new, come join us every Friday. I think this is going to be a helpful way to get set up in stock charts and again, get more value out of the site. If you've been a stock charts user for a long time though, and you're joining us for the first time, this is also a great place to come, a great resource every week for you. That's why we do this show, helping you see things from a new angle, helping you explore some of the tools and features that are out there around the site. So today is going to be a really fun episode because we've just launched a couple of things in ACP with our plugins. Now, if you're not familiar with ACP and what those plugins are, we are working with an incredible collection of expert analysts, strategists, and exciting companies like Chaikin Analytics to bring these plugins to ACP. So instead of just building sort of what we think it should have, we've actually turned to some of the experts outside in the rest of this industry, and we've said, hey, we want to open up this exciting new platform, ACP, our interactive advanced charting platform. We want to open it up to you guys, have you guys build things, indicators, features, all of that, new tools. We want to sort of work with these partners to bring more features, more visualizations, more tools, all of that good stuff to ACP. So with our plugins, we really are sort of pushing the boundaries and bringing all of these new exciting tools and features to ACP from folks like Larry Williams, Arthur Hill, MARC Chaikin and his team at Chaikin Analytics. We've got Miss Schneider and her team at Market Gauge, a whole collection of these plugins. So they are also continuing to evolve over time. So today, what we're actually going to be looking at is the expansion to Larry Williams' plugin that he has had for quite some time now. And we're also going to be looking at some of the additions that we've recently made to the Chaikin Analytics plugin to make that even easier to use, even more powerful for you. Now, what's exciting is that, like I said in the opening, you're going to have some homework because we've actually got some bonus content for you in addition to today's show. We've got a new special that just launched from Larry Williams. He's sharing his thoughts on the market, specifically talking about what he thinks is going to happen in October. He's thinking we might have a big bounce here in October and an important buy point actually for stocks in October. So lots to cover there from Larry. And of course, he's using his indicators, using his plugin in that special. That's what makes this so powerful. So we're going to show you how you can find Larry's new special. And then a couple of weeks ago, we actually sat down. I had a great opportunity to sit down with MARC Chaikin. MARC Chaikin, of course, founder of Chaikin Analytics, creator of a whole bunch of indicators, for example, the Chaikin Money Flow indicator, but also something called the Chaikin Power Gauge, which is what we've brought to ACP with the new Chaikin Analytics stock rating Power Gauge plugin. So I sat down with Mark, talked to him all about that, and I want to make sure that you have a chance to see that interview as well, because it was a great interview with Mark and a really good demo. He actually walked through the entire plugin, talked about his use of it, talked about the methodology behind it. Lots to cover there. So actually going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because we're just going to kind of show you where some of these things are, give you a sense of what's out there. And then, like I said, you've got some homework, so we're going to send you off. You're going to go take a look at some of that bonus content that we have for you from Larry and Mark Chaikin. So let's get right to it. So we are starting here on our charts and tools page because I want to make sure that if you are outside of ACP, you know how to find the plugin pages to sort of learn more about some of these plugins. So when you're on StockCharts, come up here to our charts and tools page. This is, as I always like to say, a fantastic directory of everything that is on StockCharts, all of our different tools and features. You have quick access to everything. But as you scroll down this page under the member tools section, you've got a little card here for ACP plugins. Now, when you click that link, you're going to be taken over to our marketplace, our ACP plugins marketplace, where you can explore all of the different plugins that we have. We do have some that are free. For example, our StockCharts Advanced Indicator Pack, which you can add to your account totally for free, brings a whole bunch of additional indicators to your ACP charting experience. We've got some other free ones, for example, from Dave Landry, who has added this free plugin, some of the indicators that he likes to use. And of course, he uses that on his StockCharts TV show, so you can actually follow along with Dave. The same goes for Market Gauge. In this case, this is a for purchase plugin, but you can follow along with the Market Gauge team via their StockCharts TV show. That's kind of what makes the StockCharts TV plus ACP plus plugins, all of that, bringing it together. That is what we like to see. Of course, we've done something similar with Larry with his new special, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. But the point is, you can come to this page, you can explore all of these different plugins and see everything kind of in one place. You can even get a sense of some of the plugins that are coming soon. We've got some exciting additions rolling out in the next couple of weeks and months. Today, though, what we're talking about is the expansion of Larry's plugin. So we're going to click into Larry's plugin here. And what we have here is a sort of an informational page to give you a sense of all that's included in Larry's plugin. Now, of course, I have this installed. If you come to this page and you don't have it installed, this is where you can actually purchase the plugin. But you can also learn more from Larry. This is actually all written really by Larry and his team. You can see this video that he actually put together walking through all of the indicators in the plugin. And this is actually going to get updated too as we go with more tutorials and things like that for all of these new indicators that Larry has brought to the platform. But what's so exciting about this plugin is that it really is Larry's. Larry has developed this with us. These are indicators that he has been using in some cases for a long time. Some of these are also new indicators that he has developed with us. But you can come down here and you can read all about the 10 indicators that Larry has created as part of his ACP plugin. Again, all of these things are things that he uses. So for example, in that new special that we're going to show you how to access, Larry is actually using these indicators. For instance, I know he talks a lot about the pinch paunch in this recent special. So it's really exciting to sort of have this active tool and get to see Larry using it. That again is the benefit of those StockCharts TV shows and specials, combining that with a plugin. So we're not going to run through all of this, but the point is, again, you've got a little bit of homework. Come to this page, read up on some of these indicators that Larry has brought to StockCharts via his ACP plugin, and you can do all of that by coming to our ACP marketplace. Now we're going to go back really briefly, and before we jump over to ACP and start to take a look at some of this stuff over there, I do want to highlight this is also where you can find the Chaikin Analytics page. So we'll jump over there. This is actually going to be your first stop on the homework, or maybe second stop on the homework tour. This is where we have that interview that I mentioned with Mark Chaikin. So we're sort of covering two plugins at once in today's show. But I do want to remind everyone, we just did this fantastic interview. I had a great opportunity to sit down with Mark, talk all about the plugin, talk about his background, the history of Chaikin Analytics, and really sort of dig into the Power Gauge stock rating. It is a beautiful, beautiful indicator, a 20-factor model that spits out a rating that's incredibly easy to follow from very bearish all the way up to very bullish. Of course, you can read all about that plugin, read all about the Power Gauge on this page. But the key is that I want to make sure everyone has a chance to come and check out this interview from Mark. So when you come to this page, all you got to do is hit play. We actually sat down with Mark, talked to him for sort of the first half of that video. And in the second half, he does a totally on his own, totally solo demo of ACP with the Power Gauge plugin. really exciting to see Mark using that, talking through it, giving some great examples of how you can incorporate that Power Gauge stock rating plugin into your own process. It's a beautiful indicator because it really does combine fundamentals with technicals, with earnings, with analyst opinions, expert opinions, really kind of blending a lot into one. So Mark talks all about that in this interview and in his demo. So this is where you can go to read more about the Chaikin plugin. We're going to show you that in just a minute in ACP. I want to make sure you also have a chance to see that interview. Now I'm going to jump back over. I want to talk briefly before we jump over to ACP about Larry's stuff. So again, Larry has all of the descriptions for all of his indicators right here on his page. But as I mentioned, we just did that new special that came out with Larry. Very timely. He's talking about what he's expecting to see in October, potentially a great buying opportunity for stocks coming up in October. He talks a lot about bear markets bottoming there, and of course, in all of that, he is using his indicators, using his plugin. So I want to make sure that before we jump over to ACP, you have a chance to see how you can access that new special from Larry. Super easy to do. All you got to do, go up to the StockCharts TV tab, click right there. Now, there's a good chance that it might actually pop up and be playing on the channel depending on when you come. But when you scroll down this page, you can actually scroll all the way down to our live shows. Now you'll see that there's a card for Real Trading with Larry Williams. Real Trading is the name of Larry's show that he does every couple of months on StockCharts TV. His is a bit of a longer form, more of a special event sharing sort of his market perspective every few weeks, every few months, not a weekly show. But we've got this new special that just came out with Larry. So to access that, all you've got to do is come down here to the live show section of the StockCharts TV page, give that Real Trading card a click, and you'll see that it pops up right here. So you can actually hit play. You can watch this right from StockCharts. You don't have to go searching for it on YouTube or anything. You can just come right through the StockCharts TV sort of pages. You can also get there by going to either our show lineup page or our episodes page. Both of those also have cards for that Real Trading page. But once you get to this page, just hit play and you will be off to the races. You can see here, great buy point coming for stocks. Larry's talking about a great buy point coming up in October. This special is already off to the races. We've had great feedback on it. A lot of people saying, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that you have this concept from Larry. But great to see him, again, using that plugin, talking you through how to use some of those indicators that he has made available in his plugin. I do want to mention that for the next 2 weeks, the plugin price on Larry's plugin is not changing. But actually 2 weeks from today, we will be increasing the price of that plugin up to $7.95. So if you're interested in Larry's indicators, adding some of Larry's tools to your own process, if you take a look at his special and you say, oh my gosh, this stuff makes a ton of sense, I want to follow Larry's work and make it my own, definitely act on that pretty quick because the price of that plugin is actually going up in about 2 weeks. Since this is a new expansion with these additional 4 indicators, the price is staying the same just for right now, but 2 weeks from today, it's actually going to bump up. So definitely go check out this special. That is your other little piece of homework there. Go watch this from Larry and, of course, catch that interview from Mark as well. So with that, though, let's actually jump over to ACP, and we'll show you how you can find Larry's indicators over there, how the Chaikin plugin works as well. We'll kind of demo this stuff really quickly before I send you off to take a look at that the additional content for the homework that you've got this week. So here we are in ACP now. If you're not familiar with ACP, what we've done really is built a complete and total interactive, very dynamic charting platform. There's a ton here, but you have very dynamic controls, a very sort of fluid, interactive charting experience. Plus, with things like plugins, we've been able to really add more to the platform. We've made it what we're calling extensible. Again, we're working with a whole bunch of outside partners, experts in the field, folks like Larry and Mark Chaikin that have been doing this for a long time and that have been indicator creators, innovators really in the space of technical analysis. So by bringing their work to ACP, we're really able to create this complete and total platform. Really exciting stuff. Now it's continuing to evolve, continuing to grow. We're adding new features almost weekly. And we're continuing to expand some of the things that are there. So for instance, in Larry's plugin, of course, we've been adding those new indicators. In the case of the Chaikin plugin, we released that a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago probably now. And we've continued to evolve that, continue to add some new views, optimize it, make it even easier to use. So everything in ACP really constantly changing as we just continue to fly on the development of this exciting new platform for stock charts. So today, though, what I wanted to do is not really dive into the specific indicators in Larry's plugin or go through tons of examples of the Chaikin Power Gauge. Of course, we've got that bonus content. Like I said, you've got that homework. You got to go watch that. But we've got those demos from Larry himself, from MARC himself. So I want to make sure that today, what we spent a little bit of time in ACP doing is really just kind of showing you where things are, giving you a sense of what is there. So we'll start with Larry's plugin. To access the indicators that are in Larry's plugin, once you've actually purchased the plugin, installed it, it does get installed automatically after you purchase it. So the next time you come to ACP and refresh the platform, those indicators will actually be available to you right over on the left side of the screen. So up here in the chart settings menu, you can see this is sort of the chart outline of everything you have on the chart in front of you. So in this case, I've got the RSI, I've got a couple of moving averages, and I've got a price relative line. We can see all of those indicators here. But down below, this is the add indicator menu. So this is how you actually add indicators to your charts in ACP. You do have a little search box. You can actually type in Larry Williams, for instance, and that'll bring up all of his indicators right there. But as you scroll down, you see that we've got a couple of groups. The one up top is the favorites. You can actually star indicators as you go. The most common ones that you use, you can bring those sort of right up to the top of the list. We've got the all indicators menu, which is sort of the out of the box default, everything that comes with ACP by default. But then down below that, we have little sections for all of the different plugins. So when you install a plugin that has indicators to it, this is where they will show up. You can see I have actually all of the plugins installed that we have available to you. I love playing with these things. So in this case, we have our advanced indicator pack. That is the free advanced indicator pack. Brings things like distance from moving average, a couple of different types of moving averages as well, the TTM squeeze, some great indicators you can add actually for free, just to kind of give you a sense of how these plugins work. But right below that, we have the Larry Williams plugin. And so as part of this expansion, because we now have these new indicators from Larry built right into his plugin, the next time that you refresh ACP, you will get those additional indicators from Larry if you have his plugin installed. There's no reinstall process, there's no update. It just works as soon as you refresh ACP. If you have his plugin installed, you've got all those updates right at your fingertips. So in this case, to add any of Larry's indicators, you just have to come find it in the list, click add just like it's a different indicator. For instance, we can add the pinch paunch right here. You can see that you just have to click it. It adds that indicator right to your charts. You've got the settings menu. Once you've set everything up exactly how you want it, you just close that back down, and you can see that you now have that indicator reflected up in the chart outline up above. So super, super easy to use these and really convenient. These indicators just get added sort of with all of the other ones. You don't have to go searching for it or anything like that. So once you've added that plugin to your account, you can really sort of make Larry's work your own. And especially when he's doing specials like what we released this week, the latest content from Larry, you really can sort of follow along with his thoughts on the market and bring his process into your own charting and analysis routine. So very, very exciting stuff. You can see that all 10 indicators that Larry has developed are right here for you as part of this plugin. And again, this is how all of our plugins work when they are sort of indicator based, as we like to call them. So in this case, we have Arthur's plugin right here. We've got the market gauge plugin, and we've got some exciting ones coming up. Trading Simplified, actually, that is available. That's Dave Landry's, but even some things like the new Simpler Trading plugin that's coming out very soon, a little sneak peek of what's to come there. So all of those get added right here for you. Super, super easy to access and super easy to use. Now, I'm going to close this down and I'm going to flip over to the Chaikin Analytics plugin because I want to also show you how to access that. Previously, we had a little sort of launch icon in the plugins menu. There is a plugins menu down here in the bottom right, but we've actually restructured a lot of the right side of ACP since initially releasing the Chaikin Analytics plugin. It's gotten even easier to use. I am loving the new layout, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. Down here, you do still have that plugins menu, but we've actually moved it further down. And realistically, this is really just a sort of a directory at the moment. So this shows you which plugins you have installed. Also shows you what's available, so you can always click any of these to get more information on the plugins that are available. If you are in ACP and you're wondering about some of the other plugins, you don't actually have to jump out to that marketplace page that we showed at the beginning of the show. You can actually just use this and sort of explore some of those plugins. But we've actually made this menu sort of a little more of just a sort of a listing, a directory of what you've installed and what's available. Now, what we've done, instead of having that little indicator here next to the Chaikin Power Gauge, we've actually given it its own icon. So when you install the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge stock rating, you'll notice that this little icon, the Chaikin Power Gauge icon, actually shows up on the right side of ACP. So to access the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge, all you have to do is give that a click. Now you can see that you've got the full rating there. You've got your top level rating, your sort of next 4 financials, earnings, technicals, and experts, and then you actually have an overview as well. Now this follows along, so if you type in something like Microsoft and you flip the chart over to a different stock, you can see that this follows along. Really, really easy to use. You can leave this sidebar open on the right side of ACP. And as you're going through your charting, you can just sort of check the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge, or open it and close it as you go. Again, because it's just that little icon right there on the right side of the screen, it is super, super easy to access and super easy to use. Now, the other thing that we've done, though, is we've actually created a second sidebar in ACP. We've had some people asking us for this for a little while, and especially with the Chaikin Power Gauge, it's a really good example of why this is valuable. So if I actually open up a chart list at the top right of ACP, you'll notice that I now have 2 sidebars open at the same time. So what this allows me to do is have my chart list open in the sidebar view right here on the right side of the screen, and have the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge open at the same time. So I can actually flip through some of these chart lists, and the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge just sort of follows along with me. I've got the chart, I've got my list, I've got the Power Gauge. It's all there, sort of keeping in line, following along with each other as I am clicking through different symbols. So we've made this even easier to use, even easier to access the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge, but also easier to actually follow along with a chart list with these sort of multiple sidebars open at the same time. Really exciting stuff. Now, the other thing that we've done is we've actually put the symbol summary view in the second sidebar. So in addition to the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge plugin, we've also got the symbol summary view open in a second sidebar. So you can actually do the same thing. You can have one of your chart lists open in the sidebar, and you can start to click through and actually have that symbol summary view, which brings in higher level details, market cap, a whole summary. You've got fundamentals, you've got technicals, you've got things like the scooter ranking, and a company profile, which is an incredibly important one. It gives you a description of what this company is. You can sort of follow along, though. You've got all of that open on the right side, and it can follow along with your chart lists and, of course, your chart there as well. So by adding that second sidebar, we've really enhanced the sidebar views, the right-hand side of ACP, especially with things like that Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge. So this is something that Mark demonstrated in his demo in that interview that we did with him. So definitely, again, something that I encourage you to go check out. Go listen to Mark, see his demo, hear him sort of walk through ACP and the Power Gauge and show you how all of that works. It's a pretty exciting demo that we did from Mark. I will mention briefly too, if you want a little bit more room for your chart, you also have the option to actually open up the chart list drawer, and you can do the same thing down here. You can actually click into any of these symbols and follow along. You've got the chart there, you've got your list at the bottom of the screen in this case, and of course your Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge open on the right side of the screen. Or if you want something like the symbol summary, you've also got that. So lots of different options, and again, the whole idea behind ACP, we just keep making it more and more powerful. That is our mission, is just to keep evolving this platform, keep adding new features, and working with folks like Larry Williams, folks like Mark Chaikin and his team, of course, Market Gauge, Simpler Trading, Go No Go Charts, another one that's coming very soon, Options Play. We've got all of these partners that we're bringing on to develop new features, new tools right inside of ACP, sort of bringing everything into one. So it's a pretty exciting time. And again, we got more stuff coming in the coming couple of weeks and months. But this new expansion of the Larry Williams plugin, very, very exciting with those 4 additional indicators, up to 10 now in that plugin pack, and the enhancements that we've made to the Chaikin Analytics Power Gauge as well. Lots happening. So I know I said this was going to be a shorter episode, kind of turned out to not be that, but again, you've got a little bit of homework. Definitely go check out that new special from Larry Williams. Definitely go check out that interview from MARC Chaikin. Both of those give you a great sense of kind of how these plugins work, how you can incorporate some of these tools and features into your own charting process. And especially that one from Larry, beautiful, beautiful analysis, great take on the market, so many interesting perspectives that he brings in from a lifetime in the markets, specifically talking about what he's thinking is going to happen in October. And of course, using all these indicators, bringing that approach into the special, just beautiful stuff from Larry in that new special that just came out really yesterday. So lots to review there. Definitely go look for that in the StockCharts TV pages. Remember, you can find that special from Larry, and up at that marketplace page, you can find that interview that we did with MARC Chaikin. So I want to thank you again for watching today's episode of StockCharts in Focus. Of course, our product focus show every Friday. We talk about what's going on around the site. We talk about the latest tools, the newest features, and show you how to use all of them. That is our mission every Friday, helping you get more value out of StockCharts than ever before. So hopefully you've had a blast today walking through some of the new additions to ACP with these plugins. Again, my name is Grayson Roze, Vice President of Operations here at StockCharts. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next episode next Friday. But until then, chart on, my friends.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.